Well, I think when when you look at rebounds, turnovers, steals, the field goals attempted is something that, that you have to look at. And I mean, we have to rebound the ball better. I mean, that's plain and simple. You can't have two defensive rebounds from your centers, especially when you play in the Big Ten. So overly concerned about our defensive rebounding for sure. But we are a team that had, there were some positives with our 20 assists. That's a lot of assists in a college basketball game, and causing 17 turnovers. So there was some positive things, and sometimes if you're causing turnovers, you're playing with a little bit smaller lineup. But the defensive rebounding, look, some guys were in some spots that we didn't anticipate them to be, with Matt Nolan being out. He's been a guy we've really relied on. We play an exhibition game against Gonzaga, and Terrence Williams is our go-to guy. So we severely missed Terrence floor spacing, and Matt Nolan. I mean, those two guys arguably have been our two stabilizers, and they don't play tonight. Matt plays very, very little in the second, doesn't play a minute in the second half. So we missed those two guys. Center's got to rebound the basketball better. Saint was unbelievable at the point guard position with 9 assists in the first half when Desmond Claude had 2 fouls. So I don't know too many guys that have 9 assists at halftime that play his position. So, but a lot of things we got to clean up as well.
Do you have any injury updates on the three guys?
No, I mean, Shelley's foot's been bothering him, and then he aggravated it. Nolan will just have to wait over time. Patton, the target date is the Cal game. We'll see how he responds over the next couple of days of practice. Who else is hurt?
Terrence?
Terrence is a back spasm. It's quite honestly, it's the longest that I've ever had a player that's had a back spasm. So continue to get treatment, acupuncture. I've had a guy miss a game, but never 2 games. So it's he missed a game last year with it. So hopefully he, can get healthy.
Was it a scratch, right? Because he was, warming up. Was it a late scratch, or was it?
No, I thought, I asked him today at shoot around what percentage he was, and he said 75%, and then I just didn't like the way he was moving. And internally, I just made a decision for the long haul. There was no real reason to play him and then have it re-aggravated and then have him out for Wednesday's game and then the Cal game on the following Sunday. If we would have lost the game, we would have had to second-guess ourselves, or I would have second-guessed myself. But he's now got an opportunity to get an extra day's rest and go at his own pace now in practice leading up to the game on Wednesday.
Dylan Darling had 22.7 assists. How are you telling your guys to handle him defensively?
Well, he did a great job, across the board. His assists, his shooting percentage, he plays super hard, drew fouls. We got to get, better defensive play out of our point guard. Desmond, got to step up and be a great player on both ends of the floor, stay out of foul trouble when we're down with injuries, have a bigger impact on the game than what he had tonight. And his impact was minimal at times, and he knows it. He's a guy that's got to be one of our focal points on both sides of the ball, and we didn't do a very good job, anybody that was assigned to him. And then our young players committed some fouls that we have to try to teach them to defend without fouling when the oppositions are in the bonus.
Most generally, you get the win, but you mentioned the rebounding, some of the concerns. What's just kind of the general message, to the group in the locker room after this? How do you go forward?
Yeah, I think one, we got to get healthy. That's one. And two, we got to get back and look at the areas that hurt us. It's hard to simulate rebounding. We got a million rebounding drills, but I don't. I think sometimes you get minimal out of that. You got to go do it in a game. You got to box out better, but we have to drill it because that's unacceptable. Our defensive rebounding tonight.
Coach,
crazy, or is it just kind of a one-off for you?
Well, I think it's always who's shooting them. But we've been a really good foul shooting team. I mean, we made, I think, 42 in a row the other day. We've had another day on the day of a game where we made 38. So, I mean, it's been the best free throw shooting team that I've seen in practice. But, you know, that doesn't mean it's going to carry over to games. I mean, we're in game 2. That has not been a concern other than tonight missing the front end of, you know, some free throws.
Coach, when you talk about Wesley Yates, he had 13 points in 20 minutes, 3 steals. He got the last of it.
Yeah, he shouldn't have. I mean, we're up 3, and you don't need to gamble. Or we're up 4, I mean, right? There's no reason to gamble and potentially get a foul. So I'm going to talk to him about not doing that, to be honest with you, because we were in our prevent defense. Wes has a great ability to score the ball, but he's got a lot of things, as a lot of young players need to grow and understand how to play with discipline on both ends of the floor. But he's super, super talented. He's come along way quicker than we thought. Tonight with the injuries gave him an opportunity to step up offensively. Got to limit his turnovers a little bit more, but sometimes with an explosive score, and we're trying to teach him the point guard position. So he's really never been a point guard, and so we're trying to get him to slide over there and give us some minutes. But he's a super aggressive player now. We just, you know, sometimes you can't teach aggressiveness, so that's a good thing that he has it. Now we got to try to get him to understand when and where to gamble.
Speaking of gambling, you had a couple players do that tonight, and then, you know, sometimes they got to steal, sometimes they didn't. You know, might cause an extra point. Is that something that you're teaching him to? Is that something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you study Idaho State, they do a great job of moving the ball and eating shot clock. I mean, we've played 2 games now against 2 teams that just, you know, they're running their offense 30 feet from the basket to just try to get the ball first side, second side, milk possessions. They didn't want to run with us, which was probably smart. And I'm trying to speed the game up. And so that's why the aggressiveness, but we've got to understand when to gamble, what hand to gamble with. You got to gamble with the hand that's closest to the ball if you're jumping in a passing lane. We had 2 fouls where the ball's on this side of the floor and we're reaching with our right hand. We need to reach with our left hand if the ball's on the left side. So there's a lot of technique things we got to certainly improve on, but after 2 games, we don't expect them to, you know, to be where we need to be.
Must you close with Clark, obviously, you know, that lineup you had, obviously that's a function of, you know, in part missing Matt and
Yep.
other guys, but, you know, in that situation, do you think about, you know, playing the freshmen? Do you want to see more experience on the floor in those situations? What do those guys, you know, Wesley,
Yeah.
say I need to do to be on the floor in those situations?
Yeah, I would say that we only have 2 sample sizes, but the freshmen have had more opportunity than most of our freshmen. We've started 2 of them both games, and quite frankly, I've gone with vets, especially this early, unless it's Moses Moody, Anthony Black. I thought Isaiah played really, really well tonight. I thought he played his minutes really well. I thought Wes had some great moments. But you got to get a shot on goal when it's last 8 minutes of the game. And we felt like Clark offensively would be a little bit safer because of his experience. It's a close game. It's a game we can't lose. And so we felt like, you know, with Clark being a 4-year player, being a good foul shooter, being a 3-point threat, that all those things aligned.
You
One more?
talked about this with Saint before in the past, but in addition to the passing tonight, just seems like he's such kind of a heartbeat and emotional barometer at times for this program. Like, how important is that to this locker room and to this team's kind of identity?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
No, I think Saints, you know, emotional feel for the team is one need. Like I relate to. I'm emotional. He's emotional. I relate to that. You know, guys that are Joe Cool and don't play with fire, it's a little harder to relate to. So, and we need him. I mean, he was telling our bench we need energy. You know, like he's about the right things. Sometimes he gets frustrated if he sees the game in a unique way. He doesn't see the game like a normal college basketball player. That's why he had 9 assists in the first half, because he's one of our better scorers. So he sees like second, third, fourth options where maybe other guys only see one option. So he can also get frustrated too, for good reason. I mean, he does see the game like a coach. He's got incredible basketball IQ for someone his age.
Thank you, Coach.
Go ahead, Rich.
Thanks, Coach. I noticed right at the end, Saint took off his mask, then made that key three. Was that part of the emotion that you're talking about?
I think the mask is really bothering him. I've seen it with his ball handling. I mean, he might not admit it. I'm assuming he's coming in here. But when you wear a mask, sometimes to look down, I mean, I've had other players that bothers them. I didn't tell him to take the mask off, but I think that by all of us seeing him do it, that you can tell it's bothered him. But he's going to have to wear it for quite some time. At least is what I think I understood. But it's bothering him. I mean, I don't care what he says. I mean, there's no reason to take it off unless it's bothering him. Thanks.
I think it was just very difficult to see out there, and it's been bothering me the past couple of games. And I knew I was gonna have to step up big, either hit a big shot or some free throws. So I just decided I just had to take off the mask. And I mean, hopefully I wasn't gonna get hit, but I had to take it off.
Have you ever played point guard in a game in college basketball as much as you did tonight? What was just that kind of experience like?
I would say probably not. I mean, this is probably the first year I've experienced like playing the point and just being the leader for this team and like just running the offense. But I think I was prepared for it, and I just told Coach I'm ready to play any position when I come here, and I'm just really just to learn. And I mean, I don't think we really have a true point guard on this team. I think we're all like kind of wings. So I mean, I'm willing to step up in that role and dish the ball out to guys.
Is it a broken nose with you? Is it a fracture?
Broken nose. Yeah.
Coach said you have a unique ability to see the court. What about your experience as point guard now allows you to do that and get 9 assists for the first time?
I don't know. I don't really think point guard, like being the point guard, changes my game much. I would say even if I'm out there playing power forward or small forward, I still see the game the same way, like I'm a point guard. I kind of call myself like a point forward, so I like the old Magic Johnson game kind of. But I would say nothing different. I would say just keep playing my game and just keep trying to find different guys because, I mean, like I said, I played that team maybe 3 times last year, and they actually ended my career last year. So some of those guys were a little sick. But I kind of knew they were going to just be physical and then pressure me in the ball, like in ball screens and when I'm posting up. So I just knew I just had to dish it out to my teammates and just tell them to knock down shots and don't hesitate.
What do you mean if they ended your career?
We lost to them in the conference tournament last year.
I saw you were, just looked like you were kind of talking to their bench after you hit a 3 second half.
Yeah, they're all just making comments, telling me to come back to the Big Sky, and yeah, just all love, man. Just basketball games of you talk like that, you trash talk, whatever, but then at the end of the game, you just show all love.
Well, right now, how do you feel about this team? I mean, it's early. You guys look like you got a lot of players that kind of are similar.
Yeah.
What is your feeling about this team?
My feeling is very good about this team. I think we can, like I said, since the summer, I think we can make a run in March Madness, late in March Madness. But I think it starts with just being disciplined. I think we have a very young and old team, kind of a mixture. And some of our young guys are like getting out there for the first time and being excited, trying to go get steals and dunks. And we just got to be more solid on defense and not foul. I mean, they were in probably bonus with 10 minutes in the half in both halves. And so just being more solid on the defensive side, and I think they were plus 15 on boards. Just keep being more physical because, I mean, when we get to the Big Ten, it only gets worse from here.
Saint, you just play with a lot of energy on the court, whether it's, you get a steal, you get a bucket. So does, your coach Musselman. How has that just been able to help you guys build a relationship on and off the court?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that just he kind of calms me down. I kind of calm him down at the same time. You see, I had to push him away when he was talking to the ref. So I guess we kind of just have that relationship. So when I get fired up, he can tell, and he tells me to like dial it back a little bit. Or if he gets fired up, I can tell him to dial it back a little bit. Just we have that bond with each other. But I think he just told me to wear that identity when I got here because I told him from the jump, Coach, I can either sink a gym or I can lift the gym. I know that. I can sink the gym by not talking, and I know the players like they respond to how I react or how I show in practice or how I show up or my approach to the day. So my approach to the day every day is I want to get better. I want to dominate, and so if I go like that every day, I mean I know I'm going to make the guys better each day.
More?
Say, can you talk about just reiterate about that, like, versus bringing energy? Coach had mentioned that you told the bench, like, we need energy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would say in the past other games, Coach has mentioned some other coaches from other teams has said like we've had the best bench in college basketball that they've seen. Like especially the Gonzaga game, I felt like we just had so much energy, maybe because they were 6th in the country and we just wanted to play them. But like games like this, like where we might not want to play and the other team might be a mid-major team and they want to come in here and try to beat us on our home floor, just. We have to, and especially we don't have a crowd right now, so our bench got to be our biggest supporters for us on the floor. They should be talking every ball screen coverage, every just helping us out with everything there is. Every time there's a shot, they say yo shot, like just everything on the court. And today I think we're a little flat, and so I just made a comment. Hey, we just gotta talk and be louder, and that's unacceptable, and that's not our identity here.
Mus was just talking about, or you mentioned that, Mus had encouraged that kind of emotion from you when you first got here. Was that part of what kind of drew you to him in the first place, knowing that he was that kind of guy? Similarly, like, did you feel that connection with him when you first talked with him when you first transferred here?
Yeah, I would say, kind of. He told me he was gonna let me play with a lot of passion and fire, and just don't let it get to a point where it ruins the team or it breaks a link in the chain of the team. And I would say he didn't really tell me like kind of what my role was gonna be. I kind of watched Mus from a while ago, just coaching some guys like from Nevada, the Martin twins, some of those Arkansas guys. They just play with a lot of passion and fire, and then you see Mus take off his shirt after the March Madness game. So I mean that's all I'm about. At the end of the day, that's basketball.
All right. Thank you, Saint.
I say.
Thank you.